It's the What About Cynics podcast. My name is Harvey.
But what a line to fluff. I'm Aaron. That's Simon.
Oh, and I'm Simon.
And we're here to talk about things.
That's good. Alright, so
True.
we're starting off with the plight
Solid.
of Microsoft first. Yeah.
All right.
Couldn't find a leak in that.
What are you going to talk about with Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft have announced several things. First of all, that Microsoft points are no more. That's
Yep.
right. All the system you know and love has fallen.
Really? You mean that system of having to convert money awkwardly into something that isn't money to buy a thing?
Yeah. GameStop.
That's really cool. That's like
stocks
going
in game
into
have
a
reportedly
shop
fallen.
and having to buy like pebbles and then having to sell those pebbles
Yep.
for your actual item.
I can't think of how many games I haven't downloaded off the Explorer or used to anyway, because I couldn't get Microsoft points because they're fucking insane.
Didn't Nintendo used to have something like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Simon.
assume they still do.
What were they called?
Um,
Oh, no, I think they still have them on the 3DS, don't they?
I don't know about that. I
Yeah,
think
no,
things
yeah.
have actual prices on the 3DS.
Oh, no, I thought I had to convert my. Maybe I don't know. I had the feeling because I didn't. I was gonna get something and I didn't because it was tedious in some way, but I can't remember how.
thing I find really strange though about like Sony sort of has a really weird system where they insist that you get like £5 wallet, £10 wallet, £15 wallet, but you can just buy stuff for the exact amount.
Yeah,
I've never fully
does something
understood
like that.
Yeah, Steam allows it, but it doesn't specifically say like, oh shit, your wallet doesn't have any money. It will just say, do you want to buy this? Whereas the PlayStation will remind you that your wallet is empty, that you should put £5 in your wallet, and then will let you buy the thing for the amount it is. Very
Sorry.
weird.
Steam
I
are
get-
just being nicer.
I guess so. I guess Sony are just going for like the halfway house of, because obviously the points are you got to put on too many points, so you'll always have a bit lingering around you. Be like, oh, I better spend that. But yeah, I guess Sony tried to do that sort of with real money, but no one would ever do that in their right mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Microsoft have finally started to buck it. I guess it's part of the long kind of rehabilitation process as the Xbox is a viable console. I don't know if it'll work.
Fair enough. Well, you know, good for them. Yeah, Xbox points are really annoying. I'm glad that they're tuning their tune, even though they sort of keep doing it when everyone else does it. But that's fine. Hey, what do you think about the Xbox controller with its new rumble triggers? Good, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, done. Right.
just looking at it, then I think
Yeah.
Microsoft have really like Steve Wozniak, every other guy who created Apple today was calling them uninventive, and I think looking at the Xbox One controller has confirmed that in my mind.
I don't know, like, you know.
Isn't the
it's better-
Xbox One controller just the same as the original Xbox
Oh,
controller?
there's a slightly raised plastic bump with the X on it now.
It's
Oh,
get out
yeah,
of the way.
there
I mean,
is.
yeah, like the only thing I have about them is that it's fine that they've like made the controller and made some tweaks. That's cool, and you know why it's better to have just a solid controller than just loads of gimmicky shit that might not work. At least pop it in the box or have us buy it
Yeah.
separately. Connect PSI.
But don't try and market it as something else. I
But
mean,
the thing is that I've seen like I don't know why I put myself through this, but I've watched like a few like demonstration videos of how the controller will work, and it's like we moved the X and A buttons an extra half-inch away from each other. Oh, and it's got rumble in the triggers. It's like, oh, that's fucking amazing.
you know what the worst part is?
6
Like,
minutes long that was.
Your Xbox 360 controllers will not work on the Xbox One, and looking at it, there is absolutely no reason for that.
Never. I mean, like even I think PS1 controllers worked on PS2.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I
So
don't get
PS2
it.
didn't work with PS3, right?
Well,
but then again,
well,
there was a substantial
fairness,
difference.
They just didn't have the plugs. Like those plugs were stupid.
Oh
This
yeah.
was in an age where USB did not exist for some weird reason. So just that makes sense. I mean, I know that the PS3 controllers don't work on the PS4, but I think that's because they're not using Bluetooth anymore as a connection system. So that
Bluetooth has been
kind of
updated for a while, to be fair.
That's true. But
There's no excuse for this Xbox controller lark.
I do want to live in a world, however, where every new technology just has a blue in front of it. Because sorry, but I don't get why the Xbox controller. I wonder what the Xbox would the Xbox One controller will work on PC, or are we just going to stick with the Xbox 360 controller? Is that just now the official PC controller?
Well, there's no reason to change if you're on PC. No reason at all.
Well, until they stop selling them, which they will very soon.
Well, I suppose. I don't
I
know.
know, because remember,
Like, there's
if
a
you...
huge number of people who play PC with Xbox controllers, so that's a reason enough to keep them around, I think.
Sure.
Mhm.
So,
remember, they're gonna keep selling them, because if you can't afford an Xbox One, then you just need to get an Xbox 360.
well,
That is what you
exactly.
should do.
Well,
But
that's
did
the
they take
more
that back? Like, the guy did leave. Sorry, maybe that's taking
Did
it
he
back.
leave?
Yeah, he's gone to Zynga. I remember we laughed about this for ages.
Christ, I don't even remember that. Maybe we laughed so hard that I forgot.
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
What is Zynga again?
The Farmville company. Don
Oh
Matrick left
God,
and went to
they're
Farmville.
doing they're losing loads of money.
Yeah,
They're
they are.
fucked.
He wants to turn them around. That's why he left, I guess, or he
Oh,
got
okay.
fired
Well,
or whatever.
I love the way that he failed to really turn around a company, you know, because they had bad press. So he left to try and turn around a company. I don't think he's really got the right resume for it.
Maybe he's trying to redeem himself. He's
Whatever.
like, I can turn around this one and everyone will forget that utter failure. Yeah.
I was oh shit, did you also separate note about Microsoft, what angry big man who runs the company at the moment, the CEO, he's leaving.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is.
Which guy?
You know, the CEO at the moment, you know, the guy who's really excited and jumps around.
Oh Christ, Steve something.
This
Steve,
isn't information, is it?
Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer, that's it. Yeah, he's off. He's going. It's a shame because, like, you know, Bill Gates' like nerdy and quite awkward conversations with Steve Jobs were pretty fucking entertaining, and then we had Steve Ballmer dancing around like a twat all the time, like he was some sort of like Republican presidential candidate, and now we'll probably have a boring guy. It's gonna be quite
True.
sad.
Well, maybe we'll get like a quiet and efficient Asian like Sony.
True. Although, you know, hopefully we'll get a quiet guy who doesn't make retarded decisions like getting rid of the start button. Steve Ballmer was apparently way too excited about that. He's like, let's make a computer into a mobile. Let's not.
Oh, that does seem to be the plan that every single hardware company has at the moment.
True. Well, you know, our computers are turning into mobile phones and our consoles are turning into home entertainment systems. Fantastic.
Excellent. Soon we won't need to be. We can be everywhere in the house and still get the same experience.
Exactly. Jesus Christ, soon we will
Interesting.
just be run by one company and we'll just buy a thing called the box, which will upgrade every now and again. I was
It's gonna be beautiful.
Then again, like whenever these companies talk about like, oh, you know, your Xbox experience or something experience will be tailored for you, like what you watch, it will recommend. I recently bought Netflix and I'm completely against that now because all my suggestions are like shitty cartoons and bad B movies. It's like, you know, I
That's
watch
because
So
that's what you
that's
watch.
what you watch.
Yeah.
well, I do, but like I watch that at night when I'm really bored, and then when I come to it during the day, it's like a bad memory. It's like, oh, I want to watch Breaking Bad. Why aren't you recommending it me? Why are you recommending me Roly Poly Oly? Fuck.
Doesn't know you at all.
And Birdemic. But
Yeah, I hate being recommended stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube. Probably would hate it on Netflix because like it's not really a recommendation. It's like mostly just what they've been paid to recommend to you, or like just like a random priority list of
Well,
like weird code words that you've accidentally searched for.
Well, they actually call it. I like the subtlety. They call it a suggestion because a recommendation seems like, hey, you'll like this. Suggestion is like you might like this.
Sure, not very committal.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So then there was GTA 5 / Online, which some very fucking stupid people thought was a separate product.
Hey, I
Because-
can't help what I was told.
I think you were told so wrong.
Well, it made like to be fair, like they have whenever that advert comes up explaining what GTA Online does, and it does say
Yeah.
GTA Online, which is slightly worrying. But no,
Wait.
yeah, I'm glad it's not true.
True. Well, because they have to say GTA Online, because if they say GTA,
Well, they could say
Five.
well,
It
the
will
online
confuse-
multiplayer of GTA 5 will include.
true, fair enough.
That would have solved that entire crisis. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, the leaks are just like the stuff you can do, which are seemingly endless. It's like when the San Andreas leaks were coming out,
Exactly.
back
I
when
know,
we were actually excited about GTA games.
I mean, most of the leaks are actually pretty minimal. Like, it's. I mean, Sony has apologized for it, which I found quite funny that it was Sony again.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
like
you know-
the fact that it was the music list as well. Like the music list looks really cool.
Yeah, no, the music list is alright. I haven't heard the audio from the final cutscene, and neither do I want to.
Oh
'Cause
shit, is that there as well?
that's
Christ,
like
that's a hell
that's
of a
like the
leak.
ultimate spoiler. What I did like though is like when it leaked, everyone was like, "Why would Rockstar do this? How did this happen?" And then 3 days later, Sony apologized. It was like, "How the fuck are you responsible?"
Yeah, it's weird. I want to know who run like, cause like when you see Sony, like they're supposed to be the kind of like the not fuck ups, and yet
Well,
they do just fuck up
they do
a
fuck up
lot.
quite a lot. I mean, they're quite nice and apologetic when they do it, but they do fuck up a lot. Like what I liked is that it was downloaded as part of the pre-install or
Mm.
pre-order package. So that means I don't know how Sony works. You know, I'm going to use my really basic computer knowledge, but somebody must have taken the GTA 5 files and I guess dropped, copy and pasted them in, and went, "Oh, what have I done?"
That is literally what's happened.
Oh Jesus, Lord have mercy.
It's yeah, it's impressive,
Yeah.
especially like I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like I said. I mean, it's not cool that like the end scene has come out. That's a hell of a thing to copy and paste. But
But
like
the thing is, like,
things like the
yeah.
music is cool. Like you
Yeah,
can
like
like that.
I don't get why shit like that isn't even published already. Like,
Yeah.
I know as if that would make me not buy it.
Oh god, they don't have Rod Stewart's Young Turks Be Free Tonight. I'm not buying it.
Young Turks,
Yeah, that was in San Andreas.
Young Hearts.
Young Turks. It's the name of the song.
Really? Is that part of the
You
Young
can
Turks?
review. Wait, it refers to the Young Turks movement of
I-
1917.
Is it a bunch of people talking about politics and news that they have no fucking qualifications talking about,
What do you mean, Young
but
Turks?
being free tonight? Is that what it's about?
No. I'm surprised.
Ah,
You must have listened to that song a million times while starting up the aeroplane. Okay.
it says Young Hearts.
Young Turks.
No, it's Young Hearts. It's about a couple of kids who run away and have a kid together.
Called Young Turks.
What the fuck? What song are you listening to?
Yeah, Rod Stewart's Young Turks.
It is Young Turks.
I'm sending you the link
It's
now.
so Young Hearts.
You've been belted by your non-Rod Stewart-based upbringing.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've never had to listen to Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart's incredible, and for anyone out there, his new album is really good. Good time.
I
Download it now.
agree. It is quite good. We were I was on a bus back from London the other day, and yeah, the guy listened to the entire album.
Christ,
The
wait,
bus
how old is
driver.
this guy? Was he like
He
90?
was about 60. He was just
Oh, yeah.
driving and listening to
That
it.
sounds like the average. I think I lower the Rod Stewart audience age by about 50 years. So
But yeah,
yeah,
what's
there you go.
the
It was the B-side to Tora Tora Tora.
oh, Jesus Christ, that makes no sense. All right, fair enough.
Anyway, I think we got distracted slightly.
We did, right? Okay. God damn
yeah,
you, Rod
GTA Online.
Stewart.
Gonna be great.
Yeah, GTA Online is going to be really good, hopefully, and GTA 5 will also be really good. But hopefully, it will make up for the fucking boring fucking shit heap that GTA 4 was.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
glad
it
we
was-
can say that now. Anyway, from something that's gonna be really good to something that, for some reason, the studio has said is gonna be incredible. Like they've told us so. Like Destiny, Bungie have said that it's gonna be like the next thing you'll tell your kids about. Like your kids are gonna know Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Destiny.
See, the thing is that, like, at least Rockstar are just confident and are just saying, yeah, we're going to bring you a good product. Bungie talk about, I guess it was Halo has given them a bit of an ego, but yeah, that might
True,
be
but
a
even
bit much.
Halo, which is like dizzying heights of success for a video game, isn't even up there with like Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't,
Like,
yeah, it doesn't really
Lord of the
have
Rings,
the,
Harry Potter,
even
and
when people like it, like it's quite a good shooter, and it does have a cool mythos. It's just that unless you read the books or look on the Wikipedia page, you'd never really get that mythos
yeah, exactly.
because the rest of it is just the games are just Master Chief shooting things. They're pretty, but you don't really know the context of them unless you read the books. So at least like Lord of the Rings and fucking Star Wars and shit actually put their stuff in the actual product that's the key thing on the market. Yeah, I don't think Halo's that. It's iconic, but yeah, it's never going to be remembered in that way.
No, yeah, I mean, like Lego Lord of the, no, yeah, Lord of the Rings is like Lego. Halo has Mega Blocks. Like that is never gonna be big.
Not like-
And I mean, I don't know. Destiny would have to be like some sort of insane high art to solidify itself in the culture as much as those other things have done.
True, which it won't be. It'll be a bunch of twats running around you know, it would be actually, what am I talking about? It's a big online game. It will be loads of twats running around just shooting each other. And it would be like being in Borderlands and just having people disrupt your game every now and again. It's just going to be annoying.
Kill you, nick
so I
your stuff,
imagine.
and run away.
Exactly. Because it doesn't seem to be like, you know, you don't have to consensually agree to fight people. They can just come and fuck you up, apparently. I believe is the system on how it works.
Yeah, I think that was the official Bungie press release.
Although I do think like the fact you can travel to planets in the solar system is pretty cool, and I'd like to know, you know, I'd like to know how much research they've done and how like realistically they render and like make those planets exist. Like, I'd love to go to Neptune. I wonder if it'll be as blue as I've seen in my dreams.
It'll probably be a bit like Spore.
True. Oh God.
I know you've ruined all anticipation.
Exactly. I remember how big Spore was supposed to be and how fondly that's remembered.
Well, it is rather big.
Yeah, but does anyone really like Spore anymore?
I met a guy in co-op just before I left who like said the only game he played is Spore. I quickly moved away from him.
By the way, co-op, for anyone who knows, is not cooperative. Well, it is cooperative, but it's the name of a supermarket.
Oh yeah. It's a supermarket I used to work at.
A very special supermarket where you can buy your food, buy your pet insurance, and even it runs a series of funeral directors, so you can literally live, eat, and die with the cooperative.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the very early stages of a new world order.
Many of the British old people do. I guess that's what they're striving for.
They're very cheap.
Oh, and depending on what part of the country you live in, you also work for the co-op.
Yeah, and banks. Like, you can get... they do everything.
And talk about the co-ops, so they literally...
Yeah, oh yeah, they also try and indoctrinate you. Run. Anyway, enough about the fucking co-op. So yeah, from one tyrannical organization to another, EA is announced that apparently every major franchise they own is going to have a free-to-play iteration soon enough.
It's going to be a worse. Oh, aren't they? Is it Command and Conquer or something? Or is it Red Alert? One of them's going to be free-to-play.
Yeah, they're making the new Generals free-to-play, and I have been following the development of the new Generals 2 on Facebook, and it doesn't look like it's going to be very good, and it looks like it's mainly not going to be good because it's free-to-play, and they've just been really sparse on features and actual development of the game.
So what? Because they're holding everything back for pay to win, or pay to play.
I assume so, because it's going to be like, or at least I think the way that EA interprets the free-to-play model is like have a very sort of modular structure, where you buy like little segments of content, like you buy a new general or like a new side or something, or like you buy like access to like another unit or something, which is obviously not the way to do things. But it looks like there's going to be like very small like nuggets of content that like are like sort of like segmented up into different like convenient bundles of shit you can buy.
Is free to play as good of a system as just say having the game be cheap?
Well, I mean, like Valve have shown that free to play can work really well if you still design it in the spirit of making a good game that can be played by people like without having to pay to win. So like TF2 and Dota 2, you both of those, you have access to all of the stuff in the game, like in terms of like sheer mechanically, you have access to everything, and then you pay more like to get access to cosmetic stuff, which is a good system because it means that the game is the same game for everyone.
I see, but it's only cosmetically. So anyone, and there will be a lot of people who like. Sorry, it sounds like we're doing like a fucking advert for them. Like one of those really. So you're telling me that. So it's literally anyone who wants to like fucking make their fairy. I don't know any of the Dota characters. Batwing. Anyone who wants to make their Batwing or shotgun look nicer can do that. Is that it? But it doesn't actually affect how powerful it is. Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as with TF2. You've played TF2.
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah. So generals. So is generals too? Yeah, because like, how will that work if you want to do like multiplayer? Because surely you're going to have to only be able to play against people who have the same generals, or it's going to be like a really specific like matchmaking.
I'm not actually sure. I think it will be a system. Well, I mean, Because like pay to win is kind of a dirty word now, and like if EA might not want to be accused of making a pay to win game, I'm just like making a judgment based on what I've seen in the development blog. But like apart from that, like the idea of like just having like unfairly giving people access to like different or better shit if they pay for it, I don't know how else they're gonna do it, because like they haven't like really said anything about what is going to be paid for and what's not.
Okay.
And so the implication there is that you're going to have to pay for all of the things that, like, it's sort of implicit that you're going to have to pay for all of the interesting stuff that they're developing so far.
Okay. And, you know, EA aren't exactly the least heavy-handed company when
Yeah, they're
implementing
not
things.
the heroes of the industry.
No. I always loved that they got, you know, sort of voted as worst company in America 3 years in a row, even before the SimCity thing. And,
Yeah.
you know, the director was still saying, oh, this is all just Fallout. You know, like, as if people just decide to hate a company. That just does not happen.
Yeah,
There
but
is
I
like a
personally
massive
spin a
campaign
dial.
of hate against them.
I hate Apple for reasons, I think. I
I
think
hate
there is.
Apple's purely based on their consumer base.
True, fair enough.
Well, I think EA has made lots of very good games. Well, they've
Name one that's
published
not
They've
Red
published.
Alert 3.
I mean, people were
Well,
always like
there's,
Dead Space was like the turnaround. I could have sworn they were quite good at making like sports games and RTS games before that.
well, yeah, they made like all of the Command and Conquer franchise from Generals 1 onwards, and those
Wait,
are
they
all
made
really
Generals
good
1?
games. Yeah.
No.
Although
Fine.
then you get systems like, you know, Oddworld games. Like Lorne Lanning was saying like signing a deal with EA was the worst decision he ever made because they didn't give him any advertising budget, so no one knew that game had come out.
Yeah,
Like,
they made
I'm
like
probably-
Mirror's Edge, didn't they?
Yeah, they published it through DICE made it, who are the same people that make the Battlefield games.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, with EA, they're publishers, so you kind of have to give them credit for what they publish as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah,
They
like,
invest in sometimes interesting things, but most of the time they are very, 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 very safe.
well, I
As
think,
you,
I
as
don't
you
know,
should be. There's nothing wrong with
they
it.
have like quite a like shit leadership. If like they have people saying that like Origin was a really good idea, for example. But like I
Yeah.
don't really object to anything that they've done.
They're
What-
really
that's the
trying
thing.
with Origin now, aren't
Like,
they?
Origin's fine. Origin works perfectly well. I have no problems with Origin. My only problem with Origin is that it's just another thing that I have to install and I don't want.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but that
they-
is exactly what's wrong with Origin. Like,
Yeah, they give you no
you're going
incentive.
into a market where everyone already has Steam. Like, literally everyone who plays games has Steam, and they don't want another Steam.
And their games sell on Steam as well.
And
Yeah,
only
exactly.
a few. That's the other thing. They've gone like really militant. Like they've taken some games off, and the games that they couldn't take off, they've just like boycotted updates for. They did it the stupid way.
Yeah, well, like the recent Humble Indie Bundle is the only reason I actually paid for. I mean, I bought Origin because I wanted The Sims 3. Now I see what a fucking pointless
See, I
idea that
didn't even
was.
get those two incredible deals, even though I do want The Sims 3 depressingly,
Oh,
because I refuse to get Origin. Just like someone says, don't need it. And that's the other. You know what the most annoying thing is? Like Origin already takes into account that I'm apparently a member because they're like, oh, we got so many members just because we all used to have EA accounts, which obviously anyone had if they wanted to play any like Generals or anything decent.
I think also EA have done a terribly stupid thing in taking their games off Steam because what Uplay does quite cleverly is you buy Assassin's Creed 3
Then you
off
play it through
Steam,
Uplay, yeah.
and then Uplay loads up, and it's like, shit, what is this? Oh, I guess I have to install this now. It kind of force you to do it. Whereas Origin like says, hey, you want our games? You know, come and install Origin. It's like, no, do it very secretively through Steam because clearly Steam don't give a shit. Like everyone knows that, you know, you'll just buy your games through Steam and Uplay can load up. Like who gives a shit? But
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
I think they should have done it in a much stealthy way. Because yeah, the fact that Mass Effect 3 was not available through Steam is fucking irritating. Because I haven't bought Mass Effect 3 and I definitely would have sooner if it was through Steam.
But it's like you know what the biggest zenith of Origin's failures is. It was the Old Republic. Like Old Republic was coming to Steam. It was going to be one of the biggest MMOs. No one played it because it was on Origin.
Yeah,
I would have played
like
it. And
no one knew it was there because no one
Yeah.
downloaded Origin. Because the only time you download Origin is when you buy games off of Origin.
Exactly. And
Had it
so,
been through
yeah.
Steam, people would have downloaded
And that's why
Origin
they've
by
done this.
accident. Yeah.
That's why they've done this Humble Indie Bundle, and that's why they're now doing a 7 day sale because and they said they never do sales as well because apparently it devalued the genre. Those fucking
Wow, they weren't
hypocrites.
going to do sales on Origin.
Yeah.
The only
And
reason
then
but
they
to
do the
buy.
biggest sale in the universe.
Well, no, they're
of
now
Humble
doing the biggest
Indie
sales in
Bundle.
the universe because they don't care if they're because their cash cows have all gone, so
Because
they need them back.
if sales happen in shops, why shouldn't sales happen online? Sales are the best way to get people to buy your
I love
product.
the way they try to pretend they were defending art as well. Like, yeah, devalues games. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
what, like
you.
FIFA?
You want more money?
Of course they do. But you won't get more money. That's the thing.
That's the happy side of this tale. They're not
Well,
worried.
no, because I mean, if I was like person in the games industry, like head of EA, I probably would be a bit worried that like people like me, I'm now talking about me as in Simon,
Yeah,
not me as in head of EA.
Oh,
That people like me see a game on the Steam for £5.99, like a AAA game for £5.99, and we go, oh, it's not under £5, it's not good enough. Like, I would be pretty worried if that was the state of affairs, and so maybe that's like a valid concern. But like, yeah, they've
if a
gone about
AAA,
it
if a
the
AAA
wrong
game
way
was
in all kinds of
$5.99,
ways.
I'd buy it.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Like,
I'd be like,
I'd
this
buy
will
if it was
this
30
will
quid.
be £2.50 later on.
True, but you're a special case. Like, I'm tight-fisted. You're something else. Like, I think the EA guy should give up on you. He should focus on me.
Aaron's so tight-fisted when it comes to buying games that he actually is unable to buy them because he just punches his mouse until he accidentally hits the buy now button.
Yeah, that's how I've accidentally ended up with over 300 games. It's a very shoddy
Just the
policy on
mouse
my
is going
part.
all over the fucking store page. He had to buy 5 versions of The Sims before he eventually bought Bioshock.
But luckily now all my friends play Sims with me.
Jesus Christ, I have not loaded that game yet.
Of course you haven't, because it's an Origin.
Of course. Also, I quite like, they keep giving me every free game they give me through Origin, or every game is in the Humble Indie Bundle, I've already received through PlayStation Plus. They should really sort of make sure that those things aren't happening around the same time.
But it was like with the Xbox One then, when they were like, if you sign up to Xbox Live, you'll get a free game, like Halo 3 or Assassin's Creed 2, which I went to check in game,
Yeah.
are $2.50 and $1.50 respectively, Microsoft.
Exactly. Check out Battlefield 3, still 40 quid. Don't know why. But
Wait, 40 quid? But it's being
I've
sold
se-
on the bundle for 5 quid.
I've seen it in shops for 40 quid. I do not know how people are still paying for that at that price.
Grandmothers can only be grandmothers.
The ridiculous I always loved EA when what was it? SimCity was breaking, and obviously they said if you buy SimCity not before the date that they announced it on, but in about 2 weeks' time, if you buy SimCity before this in 2 weeks' time, then we'll give you a free game. Such a cheap way of selling copies of SimCity. And people were even saying, oh yeah, I'll buy a game to get a free game. Why not just buy the game that you want? Do you not remember that?
No, I don't remember that. Though Steam does do that every so often, like with those stupid pre-orders.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
it's not trying to sell you a broken game. That
Yeah,
has
yeah,
been
no, I know what you
designed,
mean.
shown to be broken, and
Though
is
at the
not selling
time, none of us knew how broken SimCity was going to turn out to be. Like, Jesus Christ.
well. Very true.
Like, is that thing working now?
Yeah, but apparently it's just not very good. It's just
Well,
not
yeah,
a good
that was the other
SimCity.
bit.
Just a shame.
Yep.
But
But you know, is that? Oh yeah, we got. Well, to be fair, we've kept it pretty much on games. We can ditch Rocket Raccoon if you want.
hey, Rocket Raccoon's been played by Bradley Cooper. I think that's pretty awesome. Bradley Cooper's got a great voice.
Yep, I think he'll make a great animated raccoon.
And Vin
Have you seen the
Diesel's in it.
trailer, by the way? The leaked trailer, like the really blurry one.
No.
Okay, well, it's the tone is so light-hearted. Like the trailer actually says like, oh yeah, they're just a bunch of assholes or something. Like,
Yeah,
it's
sounds alright.
very whimsical. And like, yeah, oh yeah, the other big news is Vin Diesel is playing Groot, a character whose only line is "I am Groot" or "Groot." So that'll be a stretch for his acting talent.
Well, I tell you what, he nailed the fucking Iron Giant, so I assume he can handle this as well.
Oh yeah, he'll be there. But yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is shaping up to be a damn good film. John C. Reilly is playing their kind of Agent Coulson, like the Shield rendezvous of the Guardians.
God, this sounds like G-Force. It's some shitty like, hey, I'm a comedian / serious actor, and I'm here to set up the team.
Yep, that is what it's gonna be, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I think it'll be alright. I'm definitely more excited about it now that there's actually some big names in it rather than just Batista,
Who the fuck is that?
a wrestler from the 90s who is
Oh,
now playing one of the characters.
God.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Then
pretty dire.
again, we see Dwayne the Rock Johnson in movies, and we don't say he's a wrestler from
I
the
still
90s.
really want to see Pain and Gain. Like, I think Pain and Gain looks like the perfect kind of if Michael Bay is genuinely being self-aware of Pain and Gain, then I think it might be the best thing he's ever done. If not, then
Yeah, the trailer, like considering how like fucking in your face the trailer was, actually didn't look that bad.
yeah, exactly. Like,
I
'cause,
thought
like, did you
maybe
watch?
today I will have some tolerance for Mark Wahlberg,
Did you
and
watch
maybe
the?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's career will finally reach the heights it deserves.
Which trailer did you see? 'Cause I've seen two. Did you see the one with the Asian guy or the one where it's just like the action shots?
I don't remember an Asian guy.
Okay,
I
because
think maybe just action
there's
shots.
one where Mark Wahlberg's in one of those shitty kind of like life-affirming lectures, and the Asian guy's talking about how he like divorced his wife and now he sleeps with like 5 women every day, and Mark Wahlberg's just sitting there like, this guy gets me, and like that's what makes me think that it might be quite good.
It's based on
Well,
a true story,
steady
isn't
on
it?
there.
I know, I wouldn't find. I think it might be. I think Michael Bay might be parodying himself finally.
Is it based on a true story? Because in the trailer it says based on a true story, but I don't know if that was being serious. Because like, is there a rule that you can't say that unless it's true? I don't
I think you
understand.
have to say that. Well, then again, even like The Conjuring says based on a true story. It's like, yeah, fuck off. Any horror movie that's based on a true story and has ghosts in it is, or just fake.
It's based on hearsay, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Based on some people who came, yeah, basically based on a true story that somebody made up.
Pain and Gain is apparently an actual thing. Like it was it is based on a true story.
As far as we know.
That's kind of cool.
But true stories aren't funny. It needs to be wacky and
Well,
unpredictable.
that thing did look insanely wacky, to be fair. But yeah, it's just about two bodybuilders who kidnapped a guy and tortured him for a month. But
Sure.
obviously, the film completely trivializes that. Because it's about Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne the Rock Johnson, like, having sex with kinky fat ladies.
Well, I'm very, very happy about Dwayne the Rock Johnson being in it because he is a fantastic actor. Might be enough to make me see it.
Well, yeah, I may do. The only other thing that's out is at the moment is Two Guns, so... Oh, and Elysium, obviously, but...
It's called Elysium.
Elysium.
Enjoy it.
Don't they use both pronunciations in the film?
They do, but it is Elysium, according to him.
But he's
Who?
South African, so
Oh.
how the hell does he speak?
Yeah,
Just-
he's all his speech is lensed through the primitive drawls of South Africa / Canada.
But
Canada?
go and watch it, Aaron, and then we'll talk about it one day.
Fair enough. Like I said, I'm watching it Thursday, so we can do a mini one on it.
Fair enough. Well, there we go, everyone. You
Yeah.
got a little extra, little sweet bit about people wanting to watch Pain and Gain, and a little story about Aaron watching Elysium on Thursday.
Pronunciation? Who knows?
Hope you enjoyed yourself, baby. Bye.
Bye bye.
Night.